Today, reading specialist Ashley Edwards is leading third graders at Burgess Peterson Academy in Atlanta through a lesson on sentence expansion. This is the process of taking a simple sentence and adding details to make it richer and more complex.
What we're going to do next is we're going to be writers ourselves. And writers have to ask themselves these function questions in order to add details to their sentences.
To prepare to write, they read. The students have been reading the book Fish in a Tree as a class, so it's a great source for writing material. All students are familiar with the content, and they'll get to experience how writing can help them better understand a passage.
Read these sentences together. Are you ready? Go. You say purple is the color of royals, he says. They only wore purple because it was the most difficult and expensive color to make. Let's keep going. In medieval times, they needed to collect 3,000 Murex grandaris snails to have enough slime to make one cloak.
Miss Edwards uses this text to create a simple sentence, a sentence with just a subject and an action from the passage they're reading.
So our simple sentence is going to be, cloaks were worn.
To expand on the simple sentence, cloaks were worn, Miss Edwards asks what she calls function questions. These are simple questions like when, where, why, or how that function as tools to dig up more detail to build the simple sentence up.
So thinking about that text and the cloaks that were worn, what kind of cloaks were worn? Purple coats, yes. Okay, so who wore purple coats? Royals. Or royalty, we could say.
Working from a passage the students have in front of them is important. All the answers to the function questions are right there in the text, waiting to be found.
Okay, purple cloaks were worn by royalty when? Yeah, what was it?
Medieval times.
In medieval times, very good.
Once the function questions are answered, the next step is to take those details and build a new, more complex sentence.
Okay, so now we have answered all of these questions about the cloaks being worn, but can I just say cloaks were worn, purple, royalty, medieval times, so expensive, snail snot, 3,000 snails. I can't just say it like that. So now we have to figure out how to put this sentence together. So our simple sentence is cloaks were worn. And the first thing that I think we should start our sentence with is when. So when were purple cloaks worn?
In medieval times.
In medieval times. And then we need to take our simple sentence and include it. So should we say cloaks were worn, or can we be more specific? Purple cloaks And now we're going to have to decide, how are we going to describe these purple cloaks as being so expensive, as it taking 3,000 snails?
The goal isn't to stuff every detail into one sentence. It's to build a sentence that's more complex and still makes sense.
By who? Because
they're so expensive to make.
Okay, let's see if this makes sense. Y'all want to read it with me? All eyes up here, and let's read it. In medieval times, purple cloaks were worn by royalty because they are hard to make. Or I heard some of you say they are expensive to make. I like that.
Now students get to practice their new skills and expand sentences using function questions on their own. They'll start by reading a new passage from the book.
So good for you. I'd prefer beige. He turns to me. What about you, Allie? Slime or beige? Okay, so the sentence that you're going to work on, and I'm going to give you a piece of paper, is Albert smiles. I want you to take the sentence, Albert smiles, and I want you to expand it to show why he's smiling, how he's feeling. And there's not one right answer. You might have a different idea than Lincoln has or Chase has. And that's okay. All of our sentences can be different because we're going to choose different words and we're going to choose different ways to describe it.
Because sentence expansion lives at the intersection of writing and comprehension. This practice strengthens both skills at once.
Okay, I heard so many great ideas as I was walking around. So when he asked her slime or beige, that made him smile. Why did that make him smile? Think about it. Why did that make him smile? Kingston had a really good answer that I'm going to ask him to share.
He thought he was clever.
Yes, Kingston, very good.
For the last step in today's lesson, Ms. Edwards models how to take the details students found and shape them into a complete, complex sentence.
Okay, so let's try to put this together in an expanded sentence and we'll just say it. Everyone say, Albert smiles.
Albert smiles.
When he asked Shay the questions.
When he asked Shay the question.
Because he was clever.
Because he was clever.
And outsmarted her.
And outsmarted her.
Very good, friends.
Each time these third graders ask themselves when, where, why, and how about a text, they're deepening their comprehension. And now they have the tools to turn that understanding into more complex writing.
Y'all have done such amazing work. Thank you so, so much. Kiss your brains, pat your friend on the back.
Reading Universe is made possible by generous support from Jim and Donna Barksdale, the Hastings Quillen Fund, an advised fund of the Silicon Valley Community Foundation, the AFT, the Emily Hall Tremaine Foundation, and anonymous donors. Special thanks to Burgess Peterson Academy, Reading is Essential for All People, and Atlanta Public Schools. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at RU Teaching. Reading Universe is a service of WETA Washington, D.C., the Barksdale Reading Institute, and First Book.